the first thing about sewing, before you even start threading the machine or doing the bobbing, anything with the sewing, the most important thing is you have to remember is how you're positioned, how you're sitting. Because again, this can cause some severe health issues if you're not properly sitting at the machine. So it's important to note, first, make sure that the chair you have, in our case, these chairs, are at a level and a height comfortable enough to be able to level with the bed here, the bed of the machine, okay? And normally what is recommended is that the bed of the machine here is lined up with the tummy. I guess I would say the belly button section of it. So you want that bed lined up. So what you would do is you would be sitting up straight. Your feet would be nice and firmly flat on the floor. In this case, if you were sitting, your feet would be, one foot would be placed on the side of the pedal. The other would be laying right on top of the pedal, okay? Because this is how you're gonna be controlling the machine. You gotta be very comfortable. You have to be very comfortable, and your back has to be positioned in a nice straight position, because you don't want to be slouching, because you can give yourself some severe back and neck pains. So you want to be nice, straight, comfortable, and your hand placement should be almost like a 90-degree angle. Your hand placement has to be like this, nice and flat, not bent or elevated like this, because then you can give yourself some severe hand issues there. So what you want to do, again, your hand has to be nice and flat, your back has to be nice and comfortable, straight, and try to sit as comfortably to the back of the chair as possible. Your feet position has to be your left foot sitting and resting on the side of the pedal. Your right foot doesn't leave the pedal, okay, because this is what you're doing. Your motion when you're sewing, you're going to be sewing like this. You're controlling the machine, and you're going to be sewing, okay? When you sew, you're going fast, you can stop, lift up, you sew. So you're constantly moving the pedal, but your foot is not getting off. You're not taking off like this, or you're not putting it on. So you don't take it off and put it on. It always stays on, okay? You lift up by pressing the heel, pushing the heel back to at the pedal is how you would lift the presser foot up, and then you would push the heel, your top heel down to sew, okay? Like that, okay? It's almost like you're tapping when you're sewing. Every time you're tapping the machine. And this is how you're gaining control of the machine. You're tapping, tapping, tapping as you're going. Okay? And then when you're done, you lift the presser foot up, and then you can take the needle out and remove your project out of the machine once you're all done. All while your foot. Again, very important. You want to sit there. You don't, as you can see also, my face, I'm not leaning too close. I'm bending down. Again, neck and back issues, severe. You can suffer from this. You want to have your face angled where you can see what you're doing, but you're not slouching. This is why they recommend you try to get as close as possible. Your foot is nicely placed where you can control it on the pedal. Your back is nicely against the, sometimes people put pillows to help them get even more elevated, that's fine. But as long as you are matched up with the bed which is right here, the bed of the machine, not the table, but the bed of the machine against your tummy. And and then hand placement. You don't want your hand out here or out here when you're sewing. Again, you can hurt yourself. These machines are very fast. What you want to do is have your hand, one hand would be the one guiding the fabric, okay? One hand is always guiding. The other hand is placed to keep the fabric from moving all over the place. Again, you want to have one guiding it. So when you're sewing, you're guiding the fabric at the direction that you want the fabric, the stitching to go. For instance, one is here. Again, you don't want it all spread out. You want it at a position where you can sew. You're gonna sew, one hand is here, guiding, The other one is just holding the fabric in place, okay? Like that. You turn. You're guiding the direction of it. Guiding the direction again. Again. You see my hand plays with it. I'm not all over, I'm not here, it's not too far. Again, it could depend on the size of your fabric. If your fabric was bigger or larger than what I'm working with, you would place your hand in a position where it's almost centered. So this way, it's not bunching up, but you still have control of how the fabric is flowing. At the same time, this hand placement doesn't change. It's always almost below this. You can always use this as a guide here. Again, it all depends on the size of your fabric. You can use the opening here of this machine, because this is where you would put the oil in. But you can use that mark right here as a guide to have your hand be placed right there as you're sewing as well, okay? So it all depends on how large the fabric you're working on and things like that. And that's it.